Hello, smart mathematicians. Let's do question 2.3. We have to simplify this expression. But before we do this, I want you to remember the following concepts. Remember how we simplify sets, right? So let's say we have square root of a times square root of b. Remember that this is just same as square root of a times b, like this. And then also square root of a divided by the square root of b is equal to the square root of a over b. I want you to remember that. And then the other thing is that this square root squared will cancel each other out. Let me use x here. So you'll get x. Okay. I want you to remember that. Let's simplify this. We have the difference of two squares here. So we can have, this is the square root of p minus q times p plus q, right? And then times p plus q to the power. I want this to be in the set form, these exponents. So remember that also x to the power half is equal to the square root of x. Remember that. So here we can say this is 5 over 2. We can say this is like half and then to the power 5, like that. Okay, right, over, so we can change this one to set form, so it can be p minus q, like that. Okay, we've changed this denominator, right? And then we have p minus q, then p plus q times the square root of p plus q, and then to the power 5. See that I've written this part in set form, and then divided by the square root of p minus q. And then remember this, so it's going to be, and also this, so this is the square root of p minus q times p plus q. It's going to cover everything now. Then p plus q, and then p plus q, and all this over p minus q. Okay, then p minus q divided by p minus q is 1. So we remain with the square root of p plus q times p plus q to the power 5. Remember, x to the power a times x to the power b is equal to x to the power a plus b. So we're going to say this is there's a 1 here, there's a 1 here. So we say 1 plus 5. So it's going to be p plus q to the power 6. And then this is like p plus q to the power 6 to the power half. Okay, and then 6 times half is what? 3. So we have p plus q to the power 3. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to do there. Let me show you the other method. Right, this is equal to like square root of p minus q, then p plus q, difference of two squares, times p plus q to the power 5 over 2, then over p minus q to the power half, right? And then this is just same as p minus q to the power half times p plus q to the power half times p plus q to the power 5 over 2. Then all this over p minus q to the power half. Then this divided by this is 1. We remain with p plus q to the power half times p plus q to the power 5 over 2. And then, so we add the exponents since the bases are the same. So it's p plus q to the power 1 over 2 plus 5 over 2. So it means p plus q to the power 6 over 2, which is 3. And then we have p plus q to to the power 3.